Hi, I'm Gil Kennedy, President and CEO of Har-Co Credit Union. I'm honored today for our 7th podcast to have Senator Robert Cassilly, a longtime Harford Countyan, who will answer questions and provide us with content around the interesting times and the journeys that we all have found ourselves on for the last 4 or 5 months. Senator, appreciate the opportunity to interview you. And I guess the first thing is, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, we're sitting here in my family home right now. I'm native Harford County, born and raised. Spent most of my life in Bel Air. Married, local girl, Debbie Falston girl. We have 5 kids raised. They're all grown up. I got 5 grandkids, and I've been in the Senate since I'm in my 7th year now as a member of the Maryland Senate. But I'm a local attorney. Deal with a lot of local business folks and representing them in various legal matters. So.
You've had a long career in supporting our community and our county.
Yeah.
I've read that you were on the town.
That was my first political office. I was a Bel Air Town Commissioner, did 2 terms in that, and then served almost a full term in the county council. My last year, I was activated as a reservist and sent off to Iraq. So I spent most of the last year of my 4th year of a county council term as a Army major in Iraq, to crit Iraq. Yeah.
Very good. Well, we thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Most definitely. You know, you spoke about being in the Maryland State Senate.
Yeah.
And you're supporting this county. And actually, I was very interested in, you serve in District 34, so where does that district cover?
Sure. So it looks sort of like a giant crab apron, put it in Maryland terms. And the long part, I have everything along Route 40 from Havre de Grace all the way to Joppatown, and then it comes up 24 and takes in the corporate limits of Bel Air. So it follows 24, just a little bit on each side of 24, and takes in the town of Bel Air.
So basically, you do cover all the branches. We have branches in Aberdeen, Abingdon, and obviously Bel Air.
Yeah, I have all 3 municipalities, so I've got most of the schools. I always joke that I have everything but cows. I have all the people, and I wish I had you know, some of the farms would be nice. I have Brooms Bloom, but
there you go. Actually,
almost a farm.
Used to work there. That's a
Yeah,
wonderful establishment. But talk to me a little bit about the legislature, and I guess the legislature that's going to be coming up in January.
Sure.
Certainly a lot has changed since the 2019 or the 2020 legislature. So the 2021 should be very interesting.
It will. It will. So I'm one of the 3 senators for Harford County. We got J.B. Jennings and Jason Gallion as well, and they both have part of Harford and other counties, and I'm the chair of the Harford County delegation. JB's the chairman of the Republican caucus. And the challenges remain. It was an interesting session, got abbreviated, as you know, a couple of weeks cut off of it. And as a result of that, much of the work that was done was negated because there's no funding. A lot of what the legislature does is tee up programs and the like to be funded out of the general fund. And because of the COVID impact, we've had to cut. The governor and the Board of Public Works have already approved over $400 million in cuts, and they've deferred another $250 million or so in cuts. So that's a rather substantial cut. They're trying not to do layoffs and salary reductions of state employees, but that certainly impacts a lot of what the General Assembly would like to do. Because with businesses closed, your tax revenues are down, your needs are up with unemployment benefits and the like. So we're challenged to make it all fit together. So it'll be an interesting session.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. Now, obviously, the effects of COVID on the budget will create, I guess, a lot of discussion as relates to spending, as relates to revenue growth, or bringing back revenue.
Yeah, and none of the signs are good right now. None of the signs are good for us. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. You know, when I look at where we've gone with COVID since May, in May, Maryland's hospitalization was about 1,700. We're down just below 400 now. Harford County, we were dealing, in May, we were dealing with about 66 deaths a day. Now, I think our latest now is about 5 or 6 deaths a day statewide. And certainly every death is a terrible loss, but that's a big difference. The dynamics are shifting, and these numbers are going down even though we've got an economy that's largely open in many respects. I mean, we've got our health clubs are struggling. Things that can't really survive on this social distancing platform are struggling mightily. But I'm optimistic that the trends are going to continue to move in a positive direction. We still have the challenge that even best estimates, you've still lost a big chunk of your revenue, and you're not going to get that back. It's not there. We had jobs that are lost, jobs that are delayed. So clearly the cuts have to continue, and it's going to really strain our budget. And we still have needs to fill in because of COVID. I'm hopeful that we've seen the worst and we're trending for better days. Fingers crossed.
I tend to agree. I look at the information that is provided in the media, as well as other sites that I visit, and vaccines, therapies, all have will allow us really to perhaps change the trajectory that we're on, or maybe enhance it.
Yeah.
But it's a scary thing, and I think obviously this is one of the reasons why we wanted to have these podcasts, to provide people with as much information as we possibly can.
And I appreciate that, and I share your concern that we get good information out. I deal a lot with communicating with federal legislators and in the media, with trying to really look at things holistically and honestly, and so we can't be governed by just raw emotion. We have to look at science. We have to be honest with ourselves, and of course we can't promise no risk. I'm looking at our election coming up in November, and I served in Iraq during their national elections, where people literally stood in line at the threat of suicide bombs and snipers, and yet they went to the election. And so maybe I'm a little more hardcore than other people about my tolerance level for, by God, yes, I'm going to get out and vote, and virus be damned. But I think the governor's on the right track with this one. We've got a good plan. If you want to come vote in person, vote in person. If you, for whatever reason, you don't think it's appropriate, vote by mail. You got either choice you want. This whole exercise has been a great learning experience for all of us, and everybody from the legislators to the public to the media covering all of us. It's been a great learning exercise, sometimes we do okay, sometimes we don't.
Well, this whole period has been a learning experience, and when we first. On March 16, I remember that week very vividly. It seems like a long time ago, but yet it's not a long time ago.
Yeah.
And how much we knew then versus how much we know now.
Yeah.
And obviously we have a lot more to learn about this thing, but I believe that the American ingenuity, I've been extremely impressed with that. And I think dynamics will certainly change.
They will, and I was looking even this morning at the schools issue and what we're going to do, and I'm pleased. I see what Harford County is pushing is really a flexible approach, because as where we sit here today, we've just had the news about the positive signs on the potential vaccine, and where will that be in September? We're middle of July. We have months till school starts. Where will we be? And so trying to maintain the flexibility that says, well, here we are now, but we need a plan that can say, well, guess what? We got good news, and we're not stuck in a plan that was based upon old facts. We need a plan that can react to positive news. And as I said, I'm optimistic. I think there's much to be looking forward to. I think watching the people of Harford County deal with this, no one wants to wear a mask, but they're doing it because they know it's their neighbors. It's good for their neighbor. But people getting out and trying to live their lives and helping their neighbors, going to work, serving on the front line, serving on the back line, what have you. People are they're resilient. It's good to see. It's good to see. And I think what you're doing here, I very much appreciate trying to show show the public that, hey, we're moving forward, one team, one fight kind of a concept.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that. Thanks so much.
I do appreciate your leadership in stepping forward, and a number of community leaders I see in the hospitals and in the business community. I see our folks in the chambers of commerce and in education really reaching out. A lot of great leadership has shown up. About a month ago, I sent an email around to our county executive, our president of the county council, our sheriff, and our health officer, just saying, look, I deal statewide issues, and I sit on phone calls sometimes, and I say, we don't have that issue. And the reason we don't have it is because we got a good team in here in Harford County working together. We don't do stupid. We try at every turn not to be petty, not to be stupid, not to be self-centered about this thing. This is beyond any individual, any person. And what we're trying to do here is overcome a very difficult situation and allow people to live their lives and enjoy the freedoms that God gave them. So I think Harford County citizens have much to be proud of and thankful. I think we've elected good people across the board, and whether you voted for them or not, they're rising to the occasion. They're pulling up their pants there, and they've charged into this, and they're dealing with it very effectively. And I'd say that across law enforcement, county executive side, the county council side, the delegation side. I'm very, very pleased to see that. And I'm not one to hand out compliments too lightly. I'm known for being a bit of a demanding results before I would hand out any compliments. So I hold back till I've seen it. So, but I'm very, very pleased, and I think Harford County should be very proud of where we are and what we've done, and the numbers reflect it. So
they certainly do, and certainly with your leadership and the county's leadership and Governor Hogan's leadership,
yes.
I think we've managed this crisis, and it truly is a crisis.
We have. It's been a pleasure working with the governor on this. I'm fortunate to have a brother who's a senior advisor inside the administration, so I get double tap on that one, where I can speak a little more insight there. But it's been great to work with the administration, with the various secretaries. I look at on the unemployment rate. They've processed about 500,000 unemployment claims. 96% of those have gone through, and there are some problems, but that's amazing when you look at what we've done, and the number of hospitalizations that we've dealt with, and the grants to small businesses and the like. It's just been terrific what we've been able to push out to make life. Right now we're doing 1,000 COVID tests a day in Harford County at 11 COVID centers. That's pretty amazing with rapid turnaround from look back where we were in March and where we are today. It's pretty awesome.
Senator, you have given us a tremendous and a very well thought out overview of the times that we're finding ourselves in. So there's a lot of noise out there on TV and radio, and everyone has an opinion. But what message would you like to provide our community and particularly our membership with?
Sure. So we're all part of a really awesome community, and it's not. I don't say that lightly. When you look at the level of volunteerism in this community, it's staggering. People around the state should be jealous of us, just from our volunteer fire companies to our Parks and Rec programs to our churches. It's an awesome community. All that level of community involvement carries through it into the current crisis. The same people are out there helping out, the same quality of people. We're resilient. We're resilient because people care. So the real message is keep caring, keep trying. We're winning. We're winning terrifically when you look at Harford County's rates versus compare them to the country, stack them up. We're not a closeted little isolated piece somewhere in rural Idaho. Here we sit on the major north-south route in the United States, the major north-south route with major interchanges. We've got a major major military installation. We're a happening community, and yet we've got very low rates. And and that's just such a testament to what we do here and what our people are. Everybody from the frontline docs and nurses at Upper Chesapeake, down to the guys and gals working at the convenience stores, who are pursuing their businesses, making life go on, but in a safe way. And you go in and folks are masking up, to the people helping out their neighbors. To, they go to the store and they call. I'm at the store, save you a, oh, Mrs. Jones next door, I want to save you a trip. What, can I get you something? So she doesn't have to go out. So this is, these are those times that try men's souls, but those are also the times that let you see what people really have. I had some friends in Iraq who have certainly been through hell, and they write me and they're talking about how that two-edged sword, the silver lining of the cloud, and watching how the COVID has enabled people, great folks, to step forward, and you really see the quality in people stepping forward at their own risk and doing the right thing and helping neighbors. And I totally agree with that. God, I wish we didn't have to face it, but it's one of those hardships that you face, that you come out and you can hold your head high and say, you know what, we stood together as one people. We did a great job. We're a great community. We're going to continue to move forward. We're going to continue to tackle this. We're going to come out in the end as a stronger, better people than we were going in. And with God's will, and I think God's on our side in this one, this won't be too long of a wait before we are able to move about in normalcy. So.
Well, I certainly appreciate this opportunity to
absolutely
have this dialogue with you.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
I thank you for your strong leadership.
Thank you.
Not only for our state, but more importantly for our community here in Harford County.
I appreciate it.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all coming out.